My first claim is MAGAnomics is terrible for the economy. Let's just start here, okay? Because you would agree Trump's landmark economic policy is tariff, tariff, tariff. That's like his biggest thing.
Well, let's start with the big picture. Trump has the right vision.
We'll get there. Let's just get clear. Who pays the tariff?
Okay, first of all, I'm a businessman. I do growth CFO work around the world. I got hundreds of clients. I've been 30 years of building businesses.
Beautiful.
I can tell you firsthand, the reason why many of my American companies can't get into foreign markets is because of tariff barriers.
Just because Trump always seems confused about this, who is it that pays a tariff?
Well, the importer does.
The importer.
Right.
So every time Trump says foreign countries are the ones who pay the tariff, it's not U.S. companies, he's lying. When you look at the impact, we've seen job growth slowing, we've seen GDP growth slowing, unemployment ticking up, employment getting worse. That's all an impact of him slapping these futures. He's also tariffing, just quickly, Brazil, which we have a trade surplus with, so it's not the trade barrier reason. He's tariffing countries where it doesn't even make coherent sense because he's upset about this thing or that thing, but then we're the ones paying the consequences.
Let's be clear.
That's incoherent.
Let's be clear about impact. In the second quarter, which what we just finished, in the second quarter, GDP was at 3%, which is a normal range for us. Core inflation is at 2.1 to 2.4%, which is normal for us. Unemployment down at 4%.
You agree that we saw 48 consecutive months of job growth under Biden, and then Trump came in and we lost jobs for the first time in June, I think it was.
But we agree there's 4% unemployment, which is a.
Well, he was handed 4% unemployment.
Okay, pause. You've been voted out.
All right, my friend Luke, nice to meet you.
So we're going to do this with everyone. We agree Trump lies when he says foreign countries pay the tariffs.
You know, what's interesting about that is that if they weren't paying something, why were they so hard working trying to get out of it?
China, Japan, Mr. Japan is not paying the U.S. government in tariffs, correct?
Money is coming
From who?
in. Money is coming in from multiple countries. First of all, you have UAE, Saudi Arabia, Japan,
In tariffs?
South Korea
In tariffs, yes or no?
that have all come to the table to give more than $1 trillion
We're talking about tariffs
each.
right now. Are these countries paying us in tariffs?
I do not
That's what Trump says.
agree that the tariffs were the best idea. But I'll go ahead and give you that, okay?
Cool.
But all of the deals that Trump himself has made with countries that are bringing in over $1 trillion to give to the economy, they're going to make money off of the American people. It's going to be great.
Okay, so major point. I hear it, but let me connect two thoughts. If Trump's so willing to lie to you, saying that foreign countries pay the tariff, which he repeats constantly, which is not true, then maybe he's lying to you about how many investments are happening. Like when they try to document it on their website, the last time I checked, they were able to document like 2.6 trillion and 1.3 trillion of that was from the Biden era in foreign investments in the United States. So if he's willing to lie about the policy he screams about, such a beautiful word, tariff, then he's probably willing to lie about, about how many investments are happening.
We were losing jobs under Biden.
We had historic job growth.
No,
but
that is not true.
It's true. A couple things. First of all, why do we outperform every single country on the planet under Biden in our recovery from the pandemic? We saw better GDP growth, historic unemployment. And then Trump has claimed he brought in $17 trillion in investment to the United States.
Okay.
Our GDP is like 28 trillion. Does that make any sense?
You
think he's about to bring that much in investments?
The numbers that Trump said, but you're quoting to me numbers that Biden said.
No.
So you want to know
that's
something?
not true.
If you don't believe one, why do you believe the other?
Trump saying in front of a mic, 17 trillion is different than the Bureau of Labor Statistics. I'm not talking about his words. Trump's words. Nowhere in the government have they been able to substantiate 17 trillion. Zero. They've only been able to substantiate, as I said, like 2.6, 3 trillion, and a big chunk of that comes from the Biden era. Whereas the jobs numbers can be substantiated by independent sources and are the institutions we go to for those trackers, the unemployment, the GDP, all of those things are actually mathematically substantiated, whereas Trump's big, bold claims aren't.
Do you want to know something?
You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Luke.
Hello.
Doing a good job over there, buddy. You're tough.
Thank you. Let's see what you got for me.
Let's go.
So you agree Trump's lying when he says foreign countries pay the tariff?
I don't say he's lying.
But he's wrong.
But I'm saying it's not the complete truth.
It's not true at all.
Because everybody is involved in who's paying tariffs. Ultimately, it's the companies doing business, but then ultimately it ends up with the consumer. So I have some good feelings about tariffs. I have some not so good feelings. But what I like about it is he's stirring up the pot. He's stirring up the conversation. And what I like about that is he's got the world talking.
Stirring?
Yeah.
I don't want to stir if I have to pay
Oh,
more.
I do.
Stop stirring.
I do.
You want to pay more?
I want to stir it up.
You want to stir it up.
Absolutely.
You want
I like
to
the
lose
world.
jobs, which we have
No, I
happened
don't like
last
jobs.
month.
I don't like
We
that.
lost jobs in June for the first time since the first time Trump was president.
I don't like
All
losing
everybody.
jobs. And I agree with you. I don't like losing jobs.
Well,
but
then
what I
why
like
would we
is
say it's fun to stir
we
it
have
up?
to get excited about what's possible and the future for our country and what we're calling MAGAnomics. I'm excited because it's based in capitalism. It's based in free trade. It's based in getting the world involved.
How
it's
is
based in
tariffs
bringing
free trade? That's the opposite of free trade.
it's an attachment to trade, and people are going to negotiate the number. I mean, you know the history of tariffs. It used to be this, and now it's that, and now it's becoming a new thing. But tariffs are just a part
What does
of
that mean? I don't know.
Tariffs are just a part of doing business. It's just
no.
that's all
It's
it
a
is.
trade. It's a trade barrier. It's a tax.
It can be a barrier, but you negotiate.
well,
if you don't
wait.
negotiate in business,
Again, just so everyone knows here, in case you're next, I don't think you can never use tariffs for anything. There are certain critical
We're in
industries.
agreement.
But Trump is using them on everything, on
that's
all
one
of these
thing
countries.
that he has so many strategies.
causing-
Luke. Strategies. You need multiple strategies. A great negotiator doesn't limit himself. He takes as much as he can and he puts it here.
Those are
and
just
then
like
we come up.
floating fun
Negotiations
words.
are real, bro.
That doesn't mean anything.
No, they're real.
He's not
If you
negotiating
don't
with most of the countries. He's sending letters with just, this is your tariff rate. And then we pay more for it.
Tariffs is one thing. Let's move on to something else.
That's his main thing. Okay, well, let's go next to, I think, demand side economics, where you really invest in communities that need it and are going to be the quickest to spend that dollar, is a much more effective way to stimulate the economy, as opposed to like supply side trickle down economics.
Demand? I'm all for demand economics.
And Trump is doing the most trickle down, insane redistribution of wealth from the bottom to the top with his big, beautiful bill.
No.
The largest cut to
No.
Medicaid ever, nearly $1 trillion
we
over
need
a
to
decade.
trim things. We need to tighten things.
Wait. He lowered
Look,
taxes.
I'm on Social Security, bro. You think I don't worry about this?
Bro, he lowered
I worry
tax
about
rates
this.
for the richest Americans.
I'm for that. I'm
While
for
he's
that
taking
because
money
they're
from the
ones,
poorest Americans?
Because the richest people are business owners, and they're who are creating jobs. Without jobs in America, Luke, you know this. Without a job, Luke, in America, without a job, you have nothing. You have no shot at anything.
Right.
It's the most important thing.
Ripping away funds to critical programs hurts
This is a
people's community.
capitalist-
They now have less money. They have less
We got to
ability
tighten. We
to
got to
spend
tighten up.
money
We got to
in their
tighten up.
community.
We
Wait,
give too
no,
much
just,
out.
shh. Let's just
Too
focus.
much.
Let's just focus.
Did you
Let's
just
just
shush
focus.
me, Luke?
I did.
Come
I
on, that's
apologize.
disrespectful.
I apologize.
All right,
Okay.
you're forgiven.
I apologize. But
Shushing me. Get out of here.
but do you agree? Let's just focus.
Okay, I'm focused.
At the same time that he did one of the biggest giveaways to the wealthiest 1%, he's also, which is increasing our debt, he's also cutting Medicaid. So it's not about tightening up because he's increasing the debt with these tax cuts for the rich.
Medicaid.
And he's cutting Medicaid. That's not tightening up. It's expanding, but for the rich.
I can talk about Medicaid. Medicaid has been taken advantage of.
You slapped my hand.
Well, I hope it's okay. Medicaid has been taken advantage of. People are getting Medicaid. They don't deserve Medicaid. They don't qualify for Medicaid. It's not okay. So I like it.
wait.
I like that he trimmed Medicaid.
$1 trillion
I support
over
that.
a decade is going to cut a bunch of people who do rely on it, who aren't
Well,
scammers or fraudsters.
we need to get them
That's
healthy.
Just mathematically
we
true.
need to get them healthy. I focus on let's get the population healthy. We got a bunch of sick
Well, we're
people.
not going to do it by taking away their health care.
Well, let's put the money into
What?
fitness and health programs. I like that.
He's not doing that. He's
I like
giving it to
that.
rich people.
No, programs to get you healthy.
I
not
know.
Heal you
One
after
way
you're
you can
sick.
stay-
Pause.
No.
This is the best you got, bro. Come on, Luke.
So about tariffs, it's actually very simple. Okay.
Okay,
Again.
pause. We're out of time.
Okay. Good to say.
My next claim is Trump is an authoritarian threat to democracy.
Well, why don't you say your prompt again? And I really want you to think about your prompt.
Trump is an authoritarian threat to democracy. He doesn't respect elections. He doesn't respect the nonviolent principles of approaching our democratic process. Doesn't respect court rulings. Is degrading our democratic process in a lot of key ways.
Okay, so I want you to really think about what you're saying here.
Mm-hmm.
He's had 2 assassination attempts. because of rhetoric that you're giving right now.
I disagree.
Charlie Kirk is dead because of rhetoric that you are stating right now. Don't you think it's time to take down the rhetoric?
Yeah, I think absolutely. And I actually make an effort to lower the rhetoric, but me identifying someone's ideology and saying through peaceful means we should push back against someone's authoritarianism is exactly in line with peaceful principles. What happened to Charlie Kirk is an abandonment of all of the principles I hold dear. That was horrific. And so the way that we push back against authoritarianism, like for example, if we're saying political violence is wrong, and that's what I believe, and that's why I am horrified by what happened to Charlie Kirk, then is it not anti-democratic, not in the interest of a peaceful approach to a democratic process for Trump to pardon January 6ers?
Well, no, because a lot of
they were violent.
Not all.
No, specifically think about people who assaulted.
All. I have a friend.
No, I don't want to hear about your friend. I'm talking about specifically violent offenders.
Well, I'm talking.
Daniel Rodriguez stun-gunned an officer. He had a heart attack. I'm asking, is it correct that there were people who assaulted police officers violently who got pardons, and are you okay with that?
Yes, because their due process was violated when people.
It wasn't. They had their trial.
No, they didn't.
They had their whole due process, unlike the people that Trump is without his due process.
Again, are you going to let me speak?
I just don't appreciate if you're going to avoid. I don't feel like.
Answer you.
Well, I actually believe that we should not be violent. It sounds like you're okay with some people who were violent.
No, I'm not.
Which scares me. I think that's not lowering the temperature.
I believe in the Constitution of the United States, which says that you have the right to
transfer of power.
I believe that you have a right to a quick and speedy trial. People were thrown in jail for 4 years without a trial. Brady material was withheld in their trials.
It sounds like you aren't willing to acknowledge. It would be an hours-long conversation. It would be an hours-long conversation if we want to get to each individual case.
And for you to say, let's get back to the prompt.
Pardoned. Yeah, the prompt is Trump is authoritarian threat to democracy.
Okay, so Joe Biden pardoned murderers.
That's Joe Biden.
You were okay with that?
He
were okay with that?
He removed people off death row, which is different.
I'm sorry.
So what do you think of that? Where do you disagree?
Several places. First off, you're saying that Trump is a threat to democracy.
Yeah.
Do me a favor and define that better for me.
Yeah, I think if you don't respect key democratic principles, so we don't get caught up, I'd love to, but on January 6th the entire time, we could shift to him threatening media companies, which is not in the interest of, I think if you're doing things against like the First Amendment, that wouldn't be very in the interest of our democratic process. And so lately, I'm sure you've kept up with his FCC investigating and threatening media outlets that say stuff that Trump doesn't like. Trump recently said that protesters, literally who screamed at him at a restaurant, should have RICO cases brought against him. I'm sure people are rolling their eyes because they don't believe that's true. You can find the clip. That's completely disconnected from what we should hold dear as Americans, no?
Okay, so when you speak over the last speaker, you're getting rid of civil discourse. You're turning a dialogue into a monologue.
No, I think it's just heated civil discourse.
It's heated civil discourse that you can explain away, but doesn't get anything done.
Well,
I'm here to understand you and be understood by you, and when only you speak, we're not getting anything done.
I'll just warn everyone, if anyone doesn't even try to acknowledge or respond to the points that I'm bringing up, to the claim I'm bringing up, then I'm going to have to stop you because we have limited time and I don't want you to just say a bunch of random stuff.
I get it.
Just like there, you brought up me interrupting when I'm talking about the president's doing. Me interrupting the last individual is a lot less consequential than Trump threatening media outlets who say things he doesn't like.
It's fundamental to our democracy.
But can you address that part? Because we're talking about Trump.
I'm talking about how we even get to a presidential election.
Okay.
We have to be able to talk to each other.
I agree. We're doing it right now.
We have to be able to listen to each other.
Yeah.
We will never know if she was going to get to her point or not because you didn't let her.
Well, sometimes if you take too long to get to a destination, I'm going to give up on it.
Okay, then I'll go to my next point. You say that Trump is a threat to the democracy. Mm-hmm. The military works for him.
Cool.
If he wanted to, he could still be in the White House from the first presidency battling with those who would follow illegal orders. And I'll bet there's a bunch of them. But didn't happen.
Wait.
He didn't even give an order because he was willing to leave the White House when he was told to.
After he assembled fraudulent electors to try to stay in power, after he tried to pressure local election officials to defraud their voters, after he riled up a mob that attacked the Capitol to try to prevent the certification, and then, after all of those illegal schemes failed, he ended up leaving because everything ran out.
And
that's like someone who attempted to murder someone, you saying it's not bad because they weren't able to do it.
And after all that, the system worked. The system prevented somebody from being that bad.
But how does that not make him bad for trying, just like an attempted crime?
I think he did what anybody would want to do, and that is cling to power. Yes. It's just like
Why did no other president deny the peaceful transfer of power like him?
Do you really do?
You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
The question is, Trump is a threat to democracy, correct?
Yeah.
Number one, you mentioned because of the election he wouldn't concede to.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, Al Gore challenged it. Hillary challenged it in 2016.
Both conceded.
But your position is he didn't concede, he fought it. Mm-hmm. And I think what we need to do also on your side is you got to get all the facts, because there are so many shenanigans and things going on. And actually, Trump supporter, I'm a policy supporter. So I look at not the person, but the policies they support.
Yeah.
So yeah, he didn't concede in that way, but there was so much with the voting, the Dominion system. And so that's why
I'm
on that
trying to
one.
listen, but
okay, go ahead.
Let's say Kamala Harris. There are liberal voters who think Kamala Harris, there were all these fraudulent things.
Right.
And I say, hey, until that's been demonstrated in a court of law, you can't run with conspiracies. You can't say that Trump is an illegitimate president this go around because of their theories about Kamala's election.
Right.
Would it be correct for her to just start trying to, like they tried to get Pence to do when she was vice president,
Right.
and she deployed the ideology that Trump was pushing, which is that she could have blocked the certification to keep Biden in power or to try to elect herself with the certification? That would have been insane, all because of theories that she had. I don't care if you felt like there were shenanigans, if you saw things on social media, it was never demonstrated in a court of law. And now Trump's the president, and he can't find such evidence.
So my point back to that would be he eventually conceded by how he handled everything. No, I don't agree with how he handled everything. But he obviously conceded because he stepped down. And then you said...
That's not the same thing, but
okay. Well, and then also the second thing, if I'm not mistaken, is he is going after people.
Media.
If we had time and we talked about how many people went after him incorrectly, from Russiagate to this making up of this lies, this topic, you know,
I don't know. Let's say, even though I would obviously disagree on every single one of the examples you would cite, that those things happened, you would say they're wrong. How does that justify Trump then going after ABC or something?
Pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
All right, good job, Luke. Thank you. Have a good.
My argument is that, number one, we are not a democracy. I know that you guys say a democratic republic. First off, we're a constitutional republic. I mean, when we do,
republic.
well, you do the Pledge of Allegiance. What does it say?
A republic? The republic?
And what does it say? And what is it?
Wait. What is a republic?
It's a balance of power. So of the three branches.
But who places people into power?
Well, the people do, but we don't
That's
even.
But again, but
we have electoral
democracy.
College vote.
Yes,
we don't even go by the popular vote.
Well, then he's a threat to our republic. But by the way, republic is a representative form of democratic.
You know, this
That
is
is
where
what that is. You can
this
Google
is
it.
the first lie. So there's even a lie in the question. That's why it's hard for me
What's
to argue a lie
is you can
in the
go
question.
Google after this is over, and what you're saying is incorrect, because we live in a democratic system, and that system is a representative
Well, it's
republic.
not even democratic when you've got all these liberal states that don't allow us to present an ID to vote. Kamala Harris won.
Kamala. You have to know the pronunciation right
no,
now.
I'll say I'll call her what I want to call her. Okay. She only won in states where there's no voter ID laws. Okay. How is it a democracy when you didn't even get to pick your presidential candidate? How is that a democracy?
We did. There were primaries.
No, there wasn't.
And then
no, they installed her.
Right. The parties are an organization.
Her.
The parties are an organization, and then they can choose their candidate. I disagree. I would love to make sure every single Democratic primary is very, very democratic, but I would love to focus, because that's a whole other interesting topic. You said your point. Do you have a defense of? I guess you're saying do you not care because you don't think we live in a democracy? That would be strange to me.
No, we're in a constitutional republic because it's not the 51% that tells the 49% what to do. That's mob rule.
Go Google later.
And look at, if the mob wants to kill this innocent person, they would die
that's an
in
absolute
a
democracy. You're right. We don't live in an absolute democracy, but we have a representative republic governed by the Constitution, which is a democratic system. But whatever.
We're not even equal branches of government either. That's another lie.
Whatever you feel, are you okay with what I've been bringing up before, him ignoring due process?
No, he's not. Okay, I have 4 friends that were locked up.
Oh my gosh.
You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Nice meeting you.
What are you doing? I'm Mark Bradley.
Mark. That's a nice voice.
Yeah, it's useful. Maybe it'll be useful today.
Yeah.
In this kind debate where we respect each other and everything. You know what I mean?
Yes. People were screaming at him in a DC restaurant, and he was sitting in the Oval Office reflecting on it. And he said, I've asked Pam Bondi to bring RICO cases against people like that. People who are peacefully protesting, shouting in the vicinity of the president.
Well,
That's
no,
bad.
no,
We just agree, right?
No, look, I agree. Look, I'm a guy
That's
that
bad,
just
okay.
did 23 years in a penitentiary. I just got out. I did 11 years in isolation. So I know what it's like to be on that side of the law.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is when people are at a restaurant, and this is the United States, we're supposed to be civil. We're supposed to have a moral compass. Do you think it's right that people are allowed? Do you think it's right that people can stand in a restaurant, a public place, and scream and yell?
Yes.
That really?
The restaurant,
you don't know what disturbing the peace is?
Owners,
That's disturbing the peace
restaurant
by
owners
definition.
would have the right to remove them. The attorney general doesn't have the right to lock them up because they raised their voice
No, for
near
sure.
the
No,
president.
for sure. I'm going to agree.
Okay, good. Then we're on the same page.
Sometimes
That's
he
bad.
will go off course.
We're out of time.
Oh, it's going well.
Yeah, let's go.
Appreciate that.
All right, nice to meet you.
My next claim is Trump supporters are not patriotic. No, she's back.
Let's have a conversation. Who's Les Wexner?
Tell me.
Well, it seems that I've been looking into the Epstein files for about 7 years. You were probably about 14 years old. Yet you guys don't know anything about the case.
I have no interest in connecting it to anybody. I'm saying
Only Trump.
that no, Trump's the president, and Trump is currently being asked by even people like Marjorie Taylor Greene to be transparent, release everything. Let's both say nothing's bad about that.
No, I've been
in
trying
Trump.
to get them released for 7 years.
Well, credit to you. So then,
Yes.
do you agree that to me it's not American patriotism for him to push back against that for so long?
Well, I think the thing is
Yeah.
he knew that the Democrats were going to try to turn this and make it about him.
Wait,
And I
release
can
it, then
tell
they
you
can't,
that
right?
you said you'd let me talk, so let's do this. The
Okay.
defense attorney
10
of
seconds.
Virginia Giuffre, who basically said that Donald Trump was the only one that helped with the case.
Okay.
Suddenly,
So,
you guys
great.
want to use it
No,
as
no,
a talking
You don't know
point.
anything out. You made your point. Now let me make mine.
Okay.
Why won't he release them? Then it
He actually
silences
is trying
Democrats.
to. An Obama judge has blocked a lot of the files.
See,
That is
do you know
totally
about
true.
the case?
Yeah,
That's
I do.
the grand
I
jury
100%
documents.
do.
Nothing is new in the grand jury documents.
You know, can you agree that there is definitely people that were very powerful in institutions that did not want to be exposed, that did very evil thing with children? Now, the thing is a lot of this evidence, and I hate to say it, is destroyed. I hate to say it. There were cameras and film and videos in every single one of these rooms.
We're on the same page.
Can we agree?
It's a little weird.
No, it's not.
A little sussy.
No, it's not.
That he's calling
no, it's
up.
Not.
He's calling up. The White House is calling up Republicans and saying this is a hostile act if you sign on to the discharge petition.
No, it's not.
to
He
get
said
released.
release everything.
Out loud, but then he's calling people saying it's Marjorie Greene.
Do you have
think
proof of that
Marjorie
he's-
Greene is lying about Trump?
I haven't seen him say that.
Okay.
I've not seen discharge papers, so I can't speak
Well,
to
that's
that.
what's being debated
But
right
what
now.
I can say that I will agree with you on, I don't like that he's calling it a hoax.
Cool.
I will agree with you on that. Now, with
Okay,
President...
pause. You've been voted out by the majority.
I think I did better.
We
letting you
did do
talk.
better, but
Yeah,
look,
we did better.
Let's talk. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can't believe I got to meet Harry Sisson. Goddamn pleasure.
He's a good buddy of mine.
You're much more likable than Harry Sisson.
Oh,
Let me
no,
tell you that.
stop it.
You are. You're
Stop
charming.
it. Oh, stop.
What do you
I like
do?
your bandana.
Oh, thank you. I had to wear it during the lockdown because Biden was so patriotic. He shut down the country.
Who was president in 2020?
I believe Donald Trump was.
Yeah.
I remember. The stuff goes.
Yeah.
And he used Operation Warp Speed. And let me point something out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and cite facts.
So you agree. You agree with everything I said. Rejecting late results, bad. Attacking free speech, bad. Not releasing the Epstein files, bad. Not patriotic. Cool? Good.